Yo, what up, it's your boy RizzyVHD, and today I want to talk to you guys about what I thought on the Microsoft Xbox E3 2017 conference. So going into this, I made a video recently about what I thought about the state of Xbox and the direction that Microsoft was heading as a company, right? I was, kind of skeptical, but I was enthused. I was excited because I'm wondering, okay, Phil Spencer, I heard about what you said before, but what are you saying now? What are you saying moving forward? And I, along with over 250,000 people, tuned in to watch the live stream. And it was interesting, to say the least. It was interesting, but let's get right into this. So right off the top, they came out and announced the Xbox One X, previously regarded as the Scorpio. Okay, so we have the Xbox One already out. We have the Xbox One S, and now we have the Xbox One X. Yeah. So the hardware does seem impressive. They're regarding this as the most powerful console ever. So let's get into it right from the top. Okay, so they came out, and after they announced the hardware, what it would be called, they got right into Forza 7. Okay. Now I kind of understood why they did that, because way back on the first Xbox, not 360, the first Xbox, one of the flagship launch titles was a game called Project Gotham Racing. Okay, at the time, it was a brand new IP. Nobody knew what it was. I don't believe there was a Project Gotham Racing in the past prior to the launch of the Xbox. But my issue with that is, what if, what about those people that aren't into racers? Everybody's not into it. They did announce the Porsche, and it was actually there live. I actually had an issue with that because I was like, why is it gray? But that was just the tiny little hater inside, like just trying to pick out at everything. But anyway, it matched the colored in the 4K gameplay on the screen, so it made sense. Summertime should have been yellow, should have been something that was popping, but whatever, big deal. So anyway, now I kind of see Forza. Don't get me wrong, it looked amazing. I'm watching this on a stream and it looked crispy, like it looked solid. It's just, it's one title that doesn't appeal to the broad spectrum. I feel like there's certain things that you need when you launch a console, and you got to have something for everybody. Okay. But they started off with that, it was a great presentation because they wowed the crowd with this brand new Porsche it was like a world premiere. It's never been announced or shown in the world, and that was the first time you got to see it. So that was great. Then they got into talking about the games, and after they talked about the hardware, I was just sitting there like, but where are the games, Phil? So anyway, he goes on to say something like 22 exclusives. I'm thinking 22 first party exclusives, 22 exclusive games only on the Xbox. Is that what you mean, Phil? So they kind of backed out. They panned away from zooming in on Mr. Phil Spencer, and a lot of people in the crowd like kind of was looking at each other. There was like a little quiet little rumbling and grumbling, and it was probably because they're like, it's like everybody's thinking the same thing. Where are the games? So when he said that, people got excited, and people kind of just, people was like, okay, what you got to say next, Phil? Name all 22, Phil, but a lot of the game is similar to what was out before, like what the news that was out before. You got the Cuphead, you got the Crackdown, and I noticed Terry Crews in the Crackdown, little trailer there. I guess he probably was like, well, you didn't want to use me in Overwatch, so Crackdown, holla at me. But anyway, Crackdown looked okay. It looked good. But I mean, here's one thing that they also mentioned. 4K Minecraft. Yeah. So then they went into show a game, and they didn't show what it was called right away. They just mentioned that it was like a sequel. It was like something that we've seen before. It wasn't a new IP, but everybody was just kind of just watching. It was so quiet. Everybody's like, what is this? What is this? The crazy part about it, it looked modern. Like, you could see like train tracks, you could see zip lines, but then this huge oversized polar bear looking Bigfoot monster thing on 4 legs started chasing this guy, and he had like a crossbow, and I'm like, what's happening? What is this? I never played whatever this was before. I thought it was like Resistance Fall of Man, but then I was like, no, it can't be. That's PlayStation IP, what's happening, what's going on. And then, you know, it was a cool, neat little trailer. You know, he made him follow him onto this cliff basically, and then the tables turned, and then the bear almost fell off the cliff, and he shot him, and he escaped on a zip line, and then the title came out, Metro. And then there was nothing. Like, the crowd was silent. Everybody was, like, you're expecting people to be like, get excited and get hyped. There was no hype. No one cared. Everybody's like, bruh, really? But the thing about it was, even before the little action scene came where he was shooting the bear or whatever with the crossbow, it was so slow developing. It was such a slow developing trailer. It's just walking. You know, it's kind of like, all right, so get ready for walking simulator. You know, it looked terrible. But man, there was nothing, and I'm just laughing. I'm sitting there giggling. Like, the same way I reacted to this trailer is the same way all the people watching this conference in person live reacted. Like, no one's getting hyped for Metro, bro. No one. Granted, I never played the previous Metros, but had I played them, I still wouldn't have been hyped. I was like, just like that. Another thing that they announced was backwards compatibility. Not just 360, but Xbox compatibility, okay? A lot of people are jumping for joy, but the thing is, when you buy a $500 console, you want it to take advantage of the hardware that it really possesses. Like, you could probably run Horizon on this hardware. Not probably, you could. You could run Uncharted. You could run all these games that were running on PlayStation hardware because the Xbox probably just wasn't good enough to sustain the load that it would take, the graphical requirements, the memory. It was just, I'll get to that later. I have a little point to make with that later. So stick around towards the end of this video. I'll touch back on hardware capabilities and games and all that stuff. Like, the only game that I would really want to play on an Xbox One X that I had on the original Xbox is probably Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Okay, other than that, I'm not really looking. Like, people are like, oh my god, you can play original Xbox. You're paying $500 to play a console that you probably have a... Hey, to each his own, man. Whatever. If that gets you hyped, get hyped, bruh. Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, Crackdown. Oh, I gotta mention Anthem. Anthem looked dope. Anthem looks really promising. I did see only the one trailer. It looks really good, but it's a multi-plat. Shadow of War looks really good, but it's multi-plat. Another thing that kind of took me by surprise, and a lot of people in attendance I could tell, was they announced PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds will be coming to the Xbox One. This kind of took me by surprise. It's making so many waves on PC right now. You know, it's pretty much out, but it's not really like the full game. The game is doing numbers. Like, the game is really well done. I haven't played it, but I've watched a couple people stream it. I get the gist of what it's about. I think it's a dope title. The seamlessness that they're trying to implement between Windows 10 and Xbox One, it kind of makes sense. It will be on Xbox One, not PlayStation. So I guess that's what they're trying to say about this, but it's just not enough. It's not enough. You know, at the end of the day, I'm watching this console. I'm watching this presentation, and I'm saying to myself, all right, complete open mind. That little ounce of haterade inside of me towards Xbox, I threw it out the window. It's gone. And I was just like, let me wow me, Phil Spencer. You know, blow me away. Let me know that I need to go out on November 7th and pick this thing up. And I just feel like that didn't happen. I just feel like it didn't happen. I was waiting for it. And let me get back to what I alluded to earlier, okay? You have the most powerful console ever, but you did not display any game that fully will take advantage of this hardware. That is the main thing that I took away from this conference. What did you display on that huge, impressive, amazing 4K screen that would take advantage of this hardware? The hardware is amazing. I could say a lot about it. I could mention the fact that I can mention how, like, the hardware is amazing. Okay. I don't want to dive too deep into the specs, but it's great. I mean, it's lighter. It's actually about 2 pounds heavier than the Xbox One S, but it's smaller. So they just compacted a whole bunch into that little console. A lot of people think it looks like a PS2, but regardless, it's small. I don't believe there's an external power brick, but while watching this conference, okay, they didn't give me any reason to get rid of this, okay, and get an Xbox One X. Of course, 4K, boom, automatic. But what is your selling point? I mean, I feel like this was the time. E3 is the time to bring everything out. Bring everything. Like, get in your bag, pull out all the stops, sell everybody that's either on the fence or, I mean, there's going to be diehards that's going to get it anyways, right? Or do some sort of trade-in. But, I mean, Anthem, Shadow of War, even Crackdown, if you want to give it a shot. Metro, I mean, 4K Minecraft. I mean, 4K Minecraft? Like, it's Minecraft. Anyway, there was nothing in this show that convinced me and made me want to go out and buy this thing day one, November 7th. I wanted to be sold. I wanted this fall. Here's the other thing. What was that game called? I think, yeah, Crackdown. Crackdown is supposed to come out, I believe, this fall, right? And the thing is, that's the same time as Call of Duty and Star Wars Battlefront 2. Okay? That's setting yourself up for failure from the jump, because Call of Duty is going back to boots on the ground, World War style, you know, with the old weaponry, German artillery. Okay, it's what people been wanting. They don't want the double jump, boots on the ground. Okay, so it's gonna do numbers like back in the day, just off the strength of curiosity and the need for that nostalgic Call of Duty feel. Okay, and then you have Battlefront 2, which will be so much better than Battlefront 1. It's gonna have everything that Battlefront 1 was missing, as according to the gamers, you know, a campaign. But I mean, the Crackdown is like that title that could, you know, that could go hand in hand. It could come with every console and it would do numbers. You know, you charge an extra $50. So for $550, you get an Xbox One X and Crackdown, you know, and it's just gonna go crazy. But if you release it the same time as Call of Duty or Battlefront, it's not gonna work. I mean, they should come out with that slightly afterward, maybe towards the holiday season. You know, right now it would be too rushed. It's not ready, but I don't know. Overall, I wasn't impressed. If I had to rate this conference, I would probably give it a C, a very generous C, because presentation was there. You know, a couple times the crowd did erupt. You know, the hardware is very, very impressive. Anthem looked very, very promising. The Forza 7 looked crisp. It looks so good in 4K. However, that doesn't appeal to everyone. I'm a racing fan, but I'm not going to buy an Xbox One X to play Forza. It is a selling point now. A lot of people probably only have an Xbox to play Forza 6 or Forza Horizon, but it's just not going to be like that, I don't believe, for a lot of fans that aren't particularly super into racing. That's about it. I wasn't sold on the Xbox One X right away. It definitely is intriguing, but nothing happened during this presentation to say, I'm getting this day one. So let me know how you feel about it. What were your highlights? What did you enjoy or take away from this press conference by Xbox at E3 2017? Let me know down in the comments below. Stay tuned, because there's definitely going to be some more coverage. There's a few more conferences coming up, especially one very, very shortly. It's probably going to be the one to save E3, in my opinion. You already know what it is. But it's been your boy RizzyRHD. Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to smack that like button. Share this video with somebody, whether they're a fanboy or just a fan of this gaming thing, man. It's been your boy, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.